just trying to prove that anybody can do this job. Alright, good morning everybody. Chris here again with another video. Odds are if you guys clicked on this video, you're here for an installation of spark plugs on a 2015 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. So before we go ahead and dive into it, I'm going to go ahead and grab the tools that you're going to be needing. And we'll walk through the process together. It's relatively simple. I was even going to have Heather, my wife, do it, but she wants to stay inside and sleep away her Sunday morning. So I'm going to help her out and we'll knock it out. So here are the spark plugs I'm going to be using. And once again, I did them on my Rallyard as well, just a different part number. And here's a quick down and dirty for those of you who don't know the benefits of spark plugs. Alright, so they lower your fuel consumption, longer life, smoother idle, and improve ignition efficiency and power and acceleration. So real quick backstory. She's been having trouble starting her car. She's got about 60,000 miles and we haven't changed the spark plugs since, so they are definitely overdue for new spark plugs. So we're gonna go ahead and throw them in. Hopefully we get better miles, fuel efficiency, because we've noticed that's gone down a little bit. Starts are a little rough and idling can be a little sketchy. Not saying we don't love our car, but we've noticed that it has definitely declined since we bought it. And I'm pretty sure it's because of these spark plugs that we need to put in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So here is our engine bay. Alright, stock engine bay. You're gonna have one cover here. You're not gonna remove this guy, but right back here there's gonna be an access panel with 3 bolts, and that's what we're gonna be removing. That's step 1. Alright, so what we got here is Mitsubishi's favorite size to use on everything, as I've learned throughout the years of working on my car, is you're gonna need a 10mm. Alright, 10mm socket. You don't need an extension, but I got it just to help us out a little bit, and a ratchet. That's gonna help get off this front panel, and we'll remove those 3 bolts, and then I'll show you guys what's underneath there. Alright, so there's actually a lip right here that you can grab onto. What I'm gonna do is put my thumb over that first bolt, second bolt, and lift up slowly. That way we don't lose anything. And there you go, all 3 bolts. Pretty simple, keep them together and away from the engine bay, that way nothing falls in. And here's what was lying underneath that panel. As you can tell, it's kind of dirty down here, but not too bad. Let's go ahead and give a test fit. Alright, so these are 10mm as well, so you're going to go ahead and remove 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be you're going to be doing that after you disengage all these harnesses. It's just done by a simple pushing down on this clip and pulling. Just like that. And you want to make sure you keep them in order, which is kind of hard not to keep them in order because they're all sized differently. Alright, well if you're a weenie hunt like me, you can go ahead and grab a flathead, push down with the flathead and pull. No shame in that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to inspect them real quick, make sure nothing's damaged in there. Everything looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and take off those 4 bolts. And look who decided to wake up and join us. The one who should have been doing this job, but she's doing her mama business. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So we got 2 out, 2 more to go, and as you guys can tell, I've been putting them up here in order. Alright, so it's important to keep those in order. So here's 1, 2, and 3 and 4 will go right there. But doing good so far. Alright, so at this point we have that panel off, we have the 4 cable harnesses disconnected, and we have the 4 housings taken off. The next part you're going to do is you're going to look inside of there and you're going to take out the old spark plugs. And in order to do that, we need to know what size we need. And all I'm going to do is, well, all I did do is, you can take out your new spark plugs. It's good. it serves as a good so it serves as a good gauge on what size you're going to be needing. So we're gonna go ahead and pop open one of these boxes, take off the sleeve, inspect your spark plug. All right, want to make sure there's nothing visibly seen that's gonna disrupt you putting this back in there. Alright. So this one looks good. Like I said, I've already done it. I've already pre-done it, and I know the size that we're gonna need for this particular spark plug in this car is a 5/8, and you're gonna want a deep well. That way it can fit all the way on here. Because if you guys have a shorter one, obviously it's not gonna fit through there. All right. So you want to make sure you have a extension for this one. If you have a locking mechanism, that's even better. That way your tooling doesn't fall in there and get stuck. Good old pull test, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so we have the 5/8 on the extension, and we're going to go ahead and get the old spark plug out and take a look at it. But I'm glad you can record and not do the work yourself. I'm talking to the camera lady right now. It wasn't as easy as my car. My car, the spark plugs came right out with the tooling. So what I have right here is a magnet. That way we go ahead and pull it out. So don't fret, there's a way to get it out. And take a look at this. This is why we were having poor performance issues. Alright, that's pretty dirty and needed to be changed. So compare this to the new one, and it's kind of night and day difference on what you can actually see on there. And the stock ones also look to be an NGK brand, so that's pretty cool. And now, before you throw in the new one, you want to inspect in here just to make sure everything looks normal, which it's nice and clean. I don't see any major big debris in there, so we're good. And you're gonna want to go ahead and do that for each one of them before you throw them in there. Alright, Chargers fans, it's your time to redeem yourself. I left you the very last one, so you gotta take out this one in here.
Sure, you choose the one that's all the way over there when I'm sure.
Well, they're all far, so you got it. You saw what I was doing. I'm just trying to prove that anybody can do this job. Just so you know, Heather has no mechanical background whatsoever.
Wait, do I go this way?
She doesn't even know which way. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Use one hand to put pressure down and the other one to turn it. No. That's ratcheting it. You gotta go the other way. Come on, Bryson, tell Mama you got it. Alright, so if it's out all the way, you can take the magnet and fish for it. Alright, so here are the collection of the old spark plugs. Time to go ahead and throw the new ones in, so everything is going to be done just the reverse way that we took it out. So we're going to go ahead and keep the same tooling we have here, grab our new ones. Alright, once we've inspected this, inspected the hole, and it's going to go down, and this side's going down. Don't get it twisted. So threading down. Alright, spark plug number 1 in the hole. Righty tighty this time. Don't ask me about a torque or anything, you just want to make sure they're in here nice and snug. Do not strip or over torque anything though. So get it so it's snug. And I just give it a little quarter turn. So once that's in there, grab the one that correlates with that one, and you're just gonna go ahead and drop this in. Disengage this bolt, or engage this bolt. You're gonna grab your 10mm and buckle that down and connect the harness. And that's what you're gonna do for the next 3. And once that's done, you're gonna throw the panel back on and you guys should be set. Alright, let's see if I trained you well. So we have everything installed, right? We have all other 3 fully installed. So now she's gonna go ahead and install the last one. She got the spark plug in.
I just drop it?
Yep, you can just drop it in, that's fine.
Like
And
that?
then, yep, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So easy, a housewife can do it. Look at that. You're good. Just keep going.
I don't know if it's tight.
It's gonna take a bit. It'll feel loose until the very end. Alright, sweet. So she got that all buttoned down, tightened. I already checked. So now she's gonna throw that in, make sure that bolt, you have finger, good positive control so it doesn't fall. Alright, so anytime you have a fastener or bolt like this, you wanna go ahead and give it a couple threads so it doesn't fall anywhere in the meantime. Alright, so obviously that's a bigger socket. So I have the other one set up. This is back to your 10mm. Make sure it's on direction. So there you go. Just if you don't want to hurt your hand, go ahead and use your other hand and there you go. So tight, give it a little turn. That's good. Alright, so we're pretty much set. You guys want to make sure there's no FOD in the area. And then you're gonna go ahead and connect that harness.
Does it matter what?
Yep. Right, go until it clicks. Alright, clicks. You wanna give everything a nice little last tug. Make sure nothing's gonna fall out. And we're good. So the last part we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and throw that last little panel on again, which is by your feet.
You don't wanna make sure.
You know, you actually brought up a good point. She said, don't you wanna start the car to make sure it works? Which, yes, you're right, you want to do that. So you can go ahead and do it. You got your keys right there. And we are good. Alright, just because I know you're clumsy, we're going to take these bolts out here. And I'll hold on to them, because I don't want you dropping them. Alright, so let's just go right on top. There you go. Put these in. Watch out, there's a washer. Teamwork makes the dream work. Alright, so go ahead and grab that 10mm and button them down. Alright, just did a final sweep of everything. Looks good. Good job over there. So everything is buttoned up and put back together. So all that's left is pretty much get all this trash out of here. All of our old spark plugs, all the cardboard, tooling, and close the hood and we were done. So everything's good, but you know what I realized? Your car is actually low on coolant and overdue. So I went ahead and did you a favor. Grab this out of the garage. By the way, coolant does not expire as long as it's sealed up, so we should be good. We have a 50-50, that's what we always use. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you do it since you've been doing everything else today.
How much do I put in there?
There's a fill line or a max line. That doesn't matter, that's just funneling it into here.
To the fill line? Where's
Yes.
the fill line at?
That line that's down there?
This one?
Yes.
Alright, can you hold it for me? Oh shit, is it supposed to be spilling like that? That's okay?
It's alright, we can wipe it.
You want breakfast? Okay, hold on.
Stop.
Oh!
That's alright, we're good. Can you grab that blue rag down there and just wipe up the little spots on that hose? Cool. And then you put the cap back on. And you're just ready to rock and roll with these keys, aren't you? Do you know how to drive? Come on. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today's video. Let me go ahead and get out of the outside because a whole bunch of construction going on. Got my neighbor, he's cutting his grass. And plus, I'll do a little outro with Heather. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you know a little bit more how to change out spark plugs. Obviously, if my wife can do it, you guys can do it too. So pretty easy and significant thing to do for your car. It's gonna help with fuel efficiency, once again, starting of your car, rough idles, and things of that nature. So you should roughly be doing it about every 60,000 miles. Don't quote me on that, it's all gonna depend on the type of car you're driving. So go ahead and check those driver manuals or those car manuals, and they will definitely tell you. So with that being said, never live your life on idle, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.